Okay, welcome back to my channel. I am Nisha from Nishasview, and on today we're going to talk about the different lighting techniques or the lighting styles that I'm going to go over in this I think I'm probably going to do about 3 or 4 parts to this. So this is the first part. We're going to go over the lighting styles for Rembrandt, split lighting, butterfly, and then my favorite, clamshell. So stay tuned and we're going to jump right into it. This is going to be a voiceover, so I'll see you in the end. All right. Okay, jumping right in, this is the shoot-through umbrella that I'm using, and it's actually from the vendor called Chrome. And I chose this umbrella, the shoot-through umbrella, because it is great for beginners. It diffuses a lot of the light, it softens the light and spreads it, and I use it mainly for indoor, because if you use this outside, you have to be very careful, especially on a windy day, because these things are extra light and the wind will carry it away. So I've had this for a long time, and it's part of another set where there's a black cover that goes over this as well, and I could use it as like a silver reflective umbrella or a white reflective umbrella, but today we're just using it as a shoot through. And I've talked about my flash before, and I use the Explorer 300 as my strobe. And here I'm just getting ready, getting set up, and I also have talked about tethering while I shoot. It's very important for me when I'm doing these type of headshots and up close and beauty work. I like to use the the tethering, so that I can see what's going on and my client can see what's going on, and they like to see themselves. They really do. And here I'm just setting up the first shot, which is going to be the Rembrandt. The Rembrandt technique is famous for the artist Rembrandt, because he used that a lot in his paintings and portraits, and it just creates this triangle on the opposite side of where your light is hitting. So you should be able to see a triangle up under the eye, like right above the cheek area, if the modifier is positioned correctly, then you can actually see. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just showing or trying to see where the light is hitting it, and if I am getting that Rembrandt look that I want to get. And I do this a couple of times just so that I can see how the light is shooting and how the light is showing up in the picture. And here, of course, I always have I call this my Beyonce fan. And everybody loves the Beyonce fan. It just does something extra to the picture, and it just gives movement, really, to a still photo. So there, I'm just looking, and I'm like, okay, I like what I'm seeing. And here I added a reflection on the side of her so that I could fill in some of that darkness that was on the side. And so yeah, that is the results of the Rembrandt lighting. And here I'm going to the split lighting. Split lighting is just where the light is split, so your client's face or model's face is just really split in two sides. So you're going to have a dark side and a light side. So of course where the light is hitting is going to be more light, but then on the other side it's going to be more shadow. And with this particular lighting, it's more of a dramatic look. So if you're looking for something dramatic, then I would definitely, try using the split lighting. It definitely gives a different look than any other lighting you do. And here it's a little bit, I'm still getting a little light on the cheek, but it works for me and I like it. So now we're moving on to the butterfly lighting. Butterfly lighting, I like using the butterfly. You want to make sure that your modifier is at a higher angle, because what you're looking for is the shadow that is going to create under the nose and under the chin. You won't have as much light hitting that area. So That's why they call it the butterfly, because it creates, you can actually kind of see the butterfly when you're looking at it up under the nose. You will see like a butterfly pattern, and that's why they call it the butterfly. And there you can see the little shadow that's under her nose, and then the shadow that's under the chin. And yeah, I just take a couple of more shots to get a good look. And now here, my favorite. My favorite is the clamshell. Clamshell is basically where you have the light. I keep the same degree of lighting for my key light on my main light, but then I add this highlighter. Let me tell y'all, if you do not have an highlighter, you have to get an highlighter, or I mean, you could use a second light up under there to create the clamshell, but let me tell you, this highlighter is everything. It is everything. And it just does magic to the photos. It's just really a great investment. And if you're doing beauty work, if you're doing headshots, I would just really recommend, because it lifts up all of those shadows up under the chin, up under the nose, up under the eyes. It just does everything. There you have it. I have just went through the techniques for Rembrandt, split lighting, butterfly, and clamshell, which is my total favorite type of lighting technique to use, and using the shoot through umbrella. Now in this series, I'm going to also be using different modifiers, which means that I'm going to be using a shoot through modifier, and I'm going to be using some other octabox and other type of lighting modifiers. So I appreciate you guys for staying in there, staying tuned, and definitely stay tuned for more on this series and this part of my lighting techniques and the modifiers that I'm using to capture that technique. All right, so thank you. And let's talk about what's your favorite lighting technique in the comments, and your lighting modifier as well. So until next time.
Thanks for watching my GG channel. Period.